joining us tonight for our brief faith talk. And it's a privilege to have you. Thank you, Tanya. It's a privilege to have all of you join me here tonight as I have my husband on with me once again. The first time my husband was on the session. Oh, and baby Sky is also on. The first time my husband was on my session, we basically talked about relationships and we had a dialogue. And so tonight it's basically the same thing. I would want to have a dialogue with you. I know that there may be questions you want to ask, so you can feel free to ask us any question as we go, okay? So tonight, we're going to be talking, hey Billy, we're going to be talking about our journey of infertility and, you know, how we were almost to death, all right? Because even though the journey was smooth for us, at the very end, it was as if, you know, I was supposed to be dead, all right? So we're going to go through it. You're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from my husband, how he felt through the journey. And so anyone here tonight, I know that in the Bahamas, it is very, you know, people don't believe in talking about infertility. A lot of women are afraid. They are afraid to talk about it because people may say that, you know, they're barren and all of that stuff, and no one really knows where to lean or who to lean on. And one of the things that I said, I asked God to bear another child. And I told him that if he allows my womb to be blessed again, I will not be afraid to share my journey with anybody and everyone. And so, you know, in the Bahamas, I believe we need a platform and we need an outlet where women who are struggling with infertility, by all means, you know, unexplained infertility, PCOS, ovarian cysts, fibroids, anything that is attacking the reproductive system, I believe that we need a platform. And so, you know, that's my calling right now, and that's why I'm here, and that is how Faith Talk happened, all right? So we're going to go down the road on where it all began and how it happened. Now, as for me and Freddie, baby, you can jump in when you want.
Yeah.
For me and Freddie, when we met, I had a daughter from a previous relationship, and so did Freddie, all right? So we got married, and so we thought that we had everything figured out. Well, of course, we did not. Immediately after we got married in that year, I said to Freddie that, you know, I would want to have a child now.
What was the thing before that?
What was that?
The surgery?
Oh, right. I had a surgery first.
The fibroids or something.
Right. I had a surgery. I was attacked with fibroids. And the doctor was saying to us, was it before the wedding or after?
Before?
It was before the wedding. Okay, so before the wedding, I had fibroids, and the doctor was saying that I would need to get these fibroids out because it could distract the pregnancy, or if we intend to get pregnant. Then, let me tell you what happened to me. My situation was unexplained. They call it unexplained. The doctor could not say why I became infertile. Definitely we know that my tubes became really big and they were swollen like hot dogs. And so at the end, where everything, they call it the fingers, where you actually grab, the egg grabs the sperm and they connect, that was impossible for me. So the end of my tubes were blocked. And, you know, I kept trying to figure out, why did this happen to me? Please, for God's sake, do not use Google. Google had me losing my mind, because when I read Google and I wanted to find out why were my tubes blocked, I saw everything like, you're gonna die tomorrow. I saw HIV, I saw STDs, I saw all these things, and so I was kind of losing my mind as to why, you know, my tubes closed up. But my doctor explained to me that it's just unexplained. They just happened to close up. So I had the fibroids move, and immediately after that, I told my husband that I was ready to have a child. And so we went to the doctor, and my doctor said to me, well, you know, it's not going to be easy to have a child. You're going to have to go and do IVF. And let me tell you something, ladies, for all you ladies watching. The journey is not an easy one, because, you know, I'm in a community where I see it every day, where, you know, marriages are on the rocks because either the husband cannot deal with the pressure or the wife is losing it. And then you have people in the journey that almost go to broke trying to become pregnant. And, you know, when Freddie and I set off for the journey and I mentioned it to him and what we were dealing with, it was amazing that this man said to me that anything you want, you know, we're going to get it done. If you want to have a child, we will have a child. And immediately that is where our faith journey started off, with my husband saying those words, because Men are not easy to deal with things like that. We are so emotional, and at no time I felt, down to say, well, I feel less than a woman. So if you're battling, never feel like you're less than a woman. You are a woman, and you can conceive. The thing with infertility is, I just want to get a little deeper, and then I'm going to let my husband speak. The thing about infertility is there's no such thing as infertility. Infertility really started from the beginning of time in the Bible. You have ladies like Sarah and Hannah. These ladies wanted to conceive, and they were barren. And I think one of them conceived at 90 years old. Y'all help me out. It was Sarah. Sarah conceived at 90, I think, and then you had Hannah. And when I read into it, I saw that God wanted to pull something out of each of them. He wanted strength from one, and he wanted faith from another. And I realized that on my journey, God wanted to tug my faith. And, I said to myself, why is it that, I'm going through this when I conceived naturally? So, a lot of questions started coming in my head and what's not. But when my husband said to me that anything I wanted, we would get, that was a go-ahead for me. It made the journey really, really easy. But, baby, how did you feel when you found out that we had to go through infertility treatments and all of the money that involves all of the medicine and all of that stuff? How did you feel? Welcome, Freddie, everybody.
I didn't feel,
Hey.
I didn't feel no type of way. I was new to it, and it just was a thing. It was something that had to get done. You did all the research and stuff. I just had to be there to support it and to cut the check. So that was my role in it.
And to cut the check. But,
I know we did a lot of research. We was gonna go to the States and do it.
Yeah, we were going to the States first.
And then we found a place in Barbados.
Yes, we ended up. Let me tell you how it happened. I told my husband that we never took a honeymoon. So let's do the calculation. January 3rd, 2015, we got married. I had to have a surgery in July of the same year. And then right after, my doctor was saying that we can just proceed with the IVF treatment. And so he had it lined up for us to go to the States. Now, in the States, I think it was costing us some $20,000 plus. All right, it was going to cost us $20,000 plus. And one day I went to his office and I said, I was talking to the accountant, and she said to me, there's a place in Barbados that does it for half of that. And so I went home and I shared it with my husband. So I said, you know what? We are always in Florida, because the place that we were going to, we actually could have, the place we live, we can actually walk to this IVF clinic. And so I was telling him it's amazing that we were traveling and we would always pass this clinic, not knowing that this was the place that we would probably end up. And when we called Barbados, we found out that our prices was really half of what we were going to pay for in America. And so, we started making all the calls, and of course I have the most amazing doctor here in the Bahamas.
I think after Barbados we had to, no, Carrie didn't know.
No, Dr. Carey wanted us to go to the US. Oh. And let me tell he wanted us to go to the US. So I told my husband when I heard about Barbados, we from the Caribbean, and let's go to some more sun. So I said, what we could do is let's make it our honeymoon. So
one of my really good friends is in Barbados.
Right, and one of the guys that was supposed to stand in our wedding, he also lives there. And so that was like, we can meet up. And so let me tell you something what made the journey even easier again. So my husband was pretty supportive, and now we're turning this journey into a honeymoon. So I said, with a little science and plenty God, we're going to make this baby on our honeymoon, and we're going to get knocked up. Now, I ended up in this infertility community where I have met hundreds of women who have been trying to conceive. Just trying. And, some has been successful and some haven't, and some are still on this journey. I believe that on the journey, you have to make it as fun as possible. My husband became the doctor. He was the time watcher. He was like, when it was time to take all my needles and we did all the
I
stuff.
think you're going too far, man.
Am I too far?
All right,
We made it.
let me tell the story.
Okay, you tell the story.
You skipping out everything.
I did.
Yeah, all right, cool. So we starting the process, and we took the information to Carrie. Carrie, and I think Barbados sent us some stuff.
Right, yes.
And then Carrie looked over the stuff, and he was like, "Okay, I want y'all to go to the States, but these people in Barbados look like they know what they're saying."
Right.
And it checked out. So then I think he had some stuff, or did they send us some stuff that you would, some pre-stuff before we actually traveled?
Right, we had to do like some pre-search, some blood work and all that stuff.
Blood work. And the needles started before that? Before we went?
No, the needles didn't start. You had to get your test done and I had to have my test done.
With some sperm stuff I had to do.
Right, so my husband had to do some semen collection. So men, if you're ever thinking about it, of course your semen will have to be tested. It did not mean that my husband was infertile. The situation was with me. But of course we needed to see the strength of the sperm. And then of course I had to do all of the needles and what's not. What I liked about Barbados was they were very thorough. The owner...
Hold on, man. You skip it again.
No, we're not skipping because we're still taking the test. Don't forget, I am on the test.
Right.
Dr. Skinner called me about a particular test. Yes.
All right.
So Dr. Skinner, who happens to be the owner and head partner of the Barbados Fertility Center, she called me and we had a 1-hour consultation, which was free over the phone. And she said to me that after reviewing my documents and my husband's work, she is 99.9% sure that we would conceive. Now, me being very spiritual, I said that I believe that this journey is all about knowledge. And so what I did was, she said that there's this particular test though that I can take if I want to. I don't have to, but consider it and then give them a call. So I told Dr. Skinner that I wasn't taking any chances. And right off the bat, I told her, I said, we only have one shot at this. Meaning this is financial. I mean, you can almost go broke trying to conceive. And so
one shot is very rare.
No, one shot, and we're going to get to that. One shot is very rare. And when I said to her, she said, but I don't want to inconvenience you because this test is very expensive. The test that I had to take costed $500. And I said to her, I said, listen to me, I'm going to tell my husband, but we have to take the test. So Freddie and I spoke, and he was like, baby, do you have to? I was like, yes, I think God wants me to collect as much knowledge as possible going into this. Because the more knowledge you have, the better it is you can attack or approach the situation. Because if it failed, then you would be able to say, well, I did this, I did that, I didn't do this, maybe I'll do this next time. And so I took the test, and then when I took the test, I found out that had I not taken the test, whenever they would have placed the sperm and the egg in there, it would have killed everything.
Remember the test name?
Yes, it's called the natural killer cells. No, it's called the
killer cells study.
Some killer cells something.
Yeah.
It's NKC, ladies. You can look it up. Even now, if you're experiencing miscarriages, it's because of NKC, natural killer cells. What that does is there are some cells inside your body that the sperm will meet the egg and you will conceive, but then the natural killer cells will start to eat away the entire, formation. And so I found out that I had that. I don't know what caused it. Every woman has it, but mine was very high. My numbers were extremely high. So that meant that if we went over there, it would have failed because she said that the cells would have eaten everything up. And so now where are we? We got all of that sorted out. And so she was locally, and she was still 99.9% sure that I would conceive. And so now we bought our tickets. And we decided now that we will head over to our honeymoon. We dressed up in our look-alike shirts, and everyone was like, what?
I didn't have anything to do with the look-alike shirts.
Yeah. Oh, if you ever saw the photo that I posted with Freddie in a gray shirt that says, I have an awesome wife, and I love my husband, I got all of that. Because we were really...
I was just there.
Yeah, we were there. It was really about making it fun.
Yeah.
I did not want to surround myself with getting caught up into all of the needles and all of the treatment and what was going on. I told God that I was going to go through this as smoothly as possible. I was not going to get worked up. I was going to allow him to do whatever. And the people at the clinic were they were like, people don't come in here and act like this. Like I was smiling all the way through. And that's not easy because of course you're taking a whole heap of steroids. and all sorts of medication that would literally drive you crazy.
We went there twice, right?
We had to go twice.
So the first time we went, it was like
The-
just the getting the needles and stuff.
No, we collected.
Collected,
Well,
yeah.
no, I got the package first, so we started medication
sent it.
here, right?
So they sent us some
To
stuff.
prep me.
Yeah, and we would have to do needles at 9. At what?
It was, I don't know, you were the doctor.
At the set time every night
Uh-huh.
for a couple of months. Eh?
Yes. But no, just 1 month because they were prepping my
All right,
body.
yeah.
They were
Some-
prepping the eggs in my body. So I had to take like CQ10 and all sorts of stuff
A
like
bunch of
that.
needles.
A bunch of oh, and I brought them here. Baby, I want to show people. I saved these stuff. All of these are needles, everyone. Every night, every day, around the clock, I had to stick myself at work in my tummy when my husband wasn't there. And I have 3 of these, y'all. Just needles. I kept these because I wanted Skylar to see these when she grew up. And so I'm going to put this in some big thing. And so she could see that a little science, plenty God, much faith was what made her. And so, oh yeah, and baby, these are really big horse needles. I mean, in my butt, in my tummy. Where else? In my tummy, yeah. But my husband was really, really gentle with me. I'm telling you, ladies, when you have a supportive man on your side, it really makes it easier. But anyway, they prepped me before I went over to get the eggs rolling, because of course you got to get the eggs matured so that they can retrieve the egg. And so we left off for Barbados, and as soon as we arrived, we stayed at the most beautiful hotel. We stayed at the Marriott in Barbados. It was beautiful, and our room was overlooking the pool. So everything we did was honeymoon. All right, everything we did was honeymoon. And we finally went in, and we didn't get the massages right away. No, we did the massages when we went
Next
back.
time.
All right, so we went in, and it was time for retrieval. And when you watch the video on YouTube, you will see I'll have photos.
Hold on, where we at? We had the second trip?
We're still on the first. I'm retrieving the eggs now.
Okay.
And so, right, so it's time to retrieve the eggs.
What's the giddy nurse name?
Emma.
Yeah.
Emma. Oh my God. The operating nurse, her name was Emma, and she was the most amazing
I would
woman.
suggest Barbados to anyone who would want to do that strictly off the staff.
Yeah.
Because the staff there, them people are amazing. They really vested. Yeah. They really vested in what you're trying to get done.
Yeah.
Like they just feel like they in this for you. Like, and Emma Head, good too. She's
No.
hilarious.
They make you feel good. I mean, even if you're at your lowest, they've never had to do that with me. But even if you're at your lowest, I watch them consult people, and they just make you feel like we're gonna get through this. You know what I mean? Let's put our faith together, and we're gonna get through this. They really make you feel a part of the family, and it was really a good experience. But it was time to retrieve the eggs, and let me tell you, going through the entire journey, of course, the enemy tried to continue to attack. All right, so he's already have me at a place now where infertility has me. So now we go in to retrieve the eggs, and so my husband is left on the outside, but I left him home. No, he had to leave because they needed to retrieve the sperm. So I think he had to leave and bring the sperm back at a particular time so that the sperm can, they call dance with the eggs after they came out. How did it happen? Did I leave you to the hotel, or you dropped me and then you left? You got the sperm and then you came back. How did it? You can't remember. But anyway, at the same time that I was having the retrieval done, my husband had to go and collect the sperm. All right. How did he do it? I don't know. Women don't ask me. One day he'll probably share with the men when they have a forum. But no, I know how he did it. But I remember asking. Listen, this is funny. I remember asking the nurses. Right. I was like, can I do something for my husband to do, because I don't want him watching books, and I don't want him. Maybe he could think about me, like what to do. And so they was like, you don't worry about that. We just need to get the sperm. So I was not concerned about that. I went in to have the egg retrieval, and I think they retrieved eight eggs. 8 eggs. Now watch this. 8 is new beginnings. They retrieved 8 eggs. All right, and they said that they all looked really good. Now overnight they had the sperm with the egg, and so all night I was up literally. Of course, needles are still taking place. I still have to be injected. I still have to have those things. But when I came out of the surgery, they said that, Dr. Skinner said that I won't be able to complete the procedure here in Barbados because they found an empty pocket that contained a lot of blood. And she was afraid to put the embryo into an unclean environment. And so she said what she did was, while I was in surgery, she cleaned out the spot with the blood, and they wanted to treat it with some antibiotics so that I'll have to go and come back. Now, my faith started to go down a bit, but it was still there. Because I'm saying now, why is it that, you can't put it in? But I understood again that this was another attack. I understood again that this was another attack, because here it is. Why could we not? Now we have to find money to come back again. Now, the first time I think we went, it was a gift. It was a gift to us. And so it was a gift to us to go on the first trip. So we received a gift for the first trip to go, all expense paid. And so we basically only had to take our money to deal with food and the fertility treatment. And
The
so,
restaurant name.
which one?
The white one, the nice one.
We went there on the second time after I was pregnant.
Okay, sorry.
Right. So he told me I jump in the gun, but he jumped in the gun. But
I
anyway.
just remember.
So now we're back to the hotel, and I'm waiting because they said in the night or first thing in the morning, they're gonna call to tell us how the embryos are doing. Now, in the infertility world, we call them our babies already, because here it is, they're in the dish with the sperm, and so now babies are being made. And overnight, they're being watched by the technologists, the people that deal with the embryologists are watching them all night. So they're not left alone. So you're sitting there wondering how your babies are doing. And so the next morning, I got a call very early, and I got an update, and I had a booklet, and they said that the babies are doing well, but a few of them died off. So now we were down to 6 or 4. I think I have it in my journal. We were down to 6. All right, and so they say we will continue to watch them. We will continue to watch them, but some of them are developing really well. We did not have to do assisted hatching. Now, watch this. We were able to save $500 because we did not have to do assisted hatching. Now, just for your knowledge, assisted hatching is when they take a needle and they have to inject the sperm into the eggs. All right. Now, my husband said to me, "Baby, you want to share?" He was like, "Baby, I was hoping that my sperm met the egg." Remember you were saying that you hope that they
I have one?
It did, but I mean, you remember you say your nerve was on you a bit because, your thing going in this dish, right? We weren't thinking about the $500, but he was like, "I hope my soldiers are really marching." But I think our sperm and our egg, they were in love, you know what I mean? And they really connected, they said, on the first night. But assisted hatching is when they take a needle and they take the sperm and they have to actually put it in the embryo. Now, what that can cause is you can damage the embryo by sticking this needle in. So I was already praying to God that this is not going to happen. Like, please, God, I don't need assisted hatching because it's going to damage my eggs, possibility. I just want our eggs to meet. And so it did. So we lost 2 of the babies and we were left with 6 babies. And so the next morning they called and they said, "Well, we lost another 2. So, no, we lost another 3. No, 2. We lost another 2. So now we were down to 4. So now my nerve is on me, ladies and men, because you got to understand now that these are the only eggs that they were able to retrieve. And this is all that I'm working with because I only have 1 shot. So I'm telling God now that, hey, something got to work out. Something really got to work out because I cannot afford to lose these embryos. This is all that I have. I cannot go through this all over again. And so that night we slept and then the clinic called us in. So at this time now we're having a meeting with the most amazing woman at the Barbados Fertility Center. Her name is Anna. She was so good to us, baby. Anna, you remember? She called us. Yes, Anna. She called us in and she explained everything to us. We were now down to 3. So we had 4 and by the time as we got in that next morning we were down to 3. All right. Once again, I was like, what is going on? We are down to 3. And they said that there's chances that one of them will not make it. And so you may not have 3, you may only have 2. Now this was the time to say farewell to the babies because they said, of course, we would have to come back. But we did save the $500 for the assisted hatching. So money was still on our account, whoopee. And so it was time now to leave Barbados. And so they said they will continue to watch the babies and of course give us a call when we probably get back in the Bahamas. We should see something by the email. So the embryologist wrote me and she said that we did lose baby number 3. And so now we were down to 2 embryos. 2 embryos we were down to. No, I lied. We were down to 3. So the 4th one left us when we went to the, okay, cool. The 4th one left us. Now, just in case you are asking, did anyone know about this journey? No, no one knew about this journey. I think my husband was I don't know if he told anyone, but I never told anyone. The only person that knew about the journey was my spiritual mother, friend and sister, Felicia, who has been very, very good because she's been very prayerful with me. And I believe that that was an important part of the journey as well, because she prayed for this pregnancy as if she was praying for herself. And so, you know, God had me in a secret place where I was not able to share with anyone, even if I want to, because I don't believe that people would have understood. And so he kept me for a long time. And this is basically the first time that I'm really openly sharing about it. I've posted about it, but this is the first time that I'm really talking about it. And so still a lot of people that know me don't know that I went through this. And so Felicia knew. And so now we're back home, and it's time now to prepare to go back. But we're home, and how long did it? Oh, so I ended up on this particular treatment now, because now the clinic wants to control when I ovulate. They want to control when everything is happening. So now it's all up to me ovulating. And now I had to ovulate on a particular date. If I didn't ovulate on cycle day 14, right, then that means it would have, I would have had to pass that.
We traveled around that time. That's with the ovulation control.
The ovulation control took us back now in December. So we would have, I'm not there yet, but it would have taken us back. So every day I would, at a particular peak, I would have to test in an ovulation kit. And everyone know about ovulation. I think you ladies, everyone know about the ovulation kit. These things. So I had to pee on a stick every day until I got 2 lines. And the lines had to become clearer and clearer and clearer. Now, of course, I'm writing a book, so I will document all these things in a book. But on every stick, I have writing on it to give me dates. I journaled everything. I have a journal of the entire journey. And so cycle day 14 had to give me the 2 lines.
Right.
And so here it is now, you know, my faith was everything. My faith, oh, she want to play with it, that's fine. My faith was everything now. And my prayer life went to another level. Now let me tell you when it got really, really scary. Here it is now. You remember my spiritual mother, Felicia, she's on this journey with me. And now she's saying to me that God is telling her that when I go back, she's going to have to release me. And so she's not going to be able to pray with me, or she's not going to be able to communicate with me for 1 week. I was like, what is this? But I understood that God did not want me to depend on man, but he wanted me to depend on him. So now he's releasing her from the entire journey for 1 week. And that was my entire stay in Barbados. So we had no form of communication. I mean, she never talked to me on WhatsApp. She didn't talk to me on Facebook. I felt lost. But then I was able to do a lot of more Bible study and read the Bible and see what God was saying as it related to infertility. And I ended up on this site. But I did ovulate on cycle day number 14, and I gave Anna a call, and she said, whoopee! And I cried because I was like, we're going back. And so the day that we were scheduled to go back, she said, now, Akriba, it has to happen quickly. You cannot wait. You have to come when we need you, because we are now controlling all of this. And so I think we left on November 29th, the end of November. Well, anyway, I told God before I left, I said, God, I want to be pregnant for Christmas. My husband asked me, what do you want for Christmas? He was all the way in Christmas, and I'm thinking about this baby. And I said, you know, all I want for Christmas is a baby. And I said, I asked God for that already, and he's going to give that to me. And so now God is strategically setting it all up for me to get a Christmas present. And so we had to leave to go back to Barbados now. And they said that they would put the embryo back in on December 3rd. So we had to be there.
In the room, in the back, in the socks.
No, that was when I had egg retrieval. So we had to go back. So I think we left the end of November or December 1st, but we were back in Barbados for 1 week. I think we were there for 1 week because we decided to relax. This time, when I was going back, let me tell you what faith had me to do. Even though Felicia released me because God told her to, this time I took another supporting cast with me. I took my daughter. And there was something behind me taking her on this journey. I wanted her to understand the power of God. And so the second time, I took my daughter on a vacation to Barbados, and I said, you are going to see now the power of God. She did not go in the room when it was happening, but I said, you know, this is what faith does. So I took her on this journey to collect her baby brother or baby sister. That is all she knew, all right? Or maybe the twins. Now, before we went there, my mom was telling me, my mom and my parents knew about the journey too. My mom said, listen to me, all 3 of the eggs, let them put all back in. I was like, what are you talking about? There's chances if they put all of these eggs in, we can end up with 8 children. Because notice now, when the eggs go back in, you know, they start to divide, all right? So a lot of times in infertility with all of the drugs and all of that, eggs split, and then you become pregnant with twins, triplets, quadruplets, and it goes on and on and on. But Freddie and I were not about to take that risk, because here it is, even though we had the faith, we said that, you know, we would still leave one, there, and we would put 2 in, all right? So we were quite fine with putting the 2 in, and we said that we would leave number 3 over there. We call it our son. So we left him in Barbados. And so on December 3rd, notice God is dealing with me everything in 3s. December 3rd, I got the embryo placed back in. Everything was clean. Thank God, everything was clean and ready to receive. And so after I was wheeled out, me and Freddie actually have a picture, I'm going to put it up, where he's on the side of me with his cap on, and he's in the surgery room too. And he's on the bed next to me, and we saw this long tube going in, and you know, the doctor's like, ready? And we watched on the screen, we watched them inject the embryo back into my body to you know, to plant itself into the uterus. And so now I'm out of the surgery, and Emma says to me, so if you are pregnant, you call us, and if you are not, I said, let me stop you right now. This is faith. I said, let me stop you right now. I am pregnant. And she said, yeah, but what if? I said, it's no what if. I had one shot at this. God sent me here. Everyone that dealt with me, God said would deal with me. My faith is telling me that I am pregnant. And so I'm not going to be calling y'all back. When I call y'all back, I'll be calling to say that I am pregnant. Now, I was on some extreme medication. I'm talking about extreme, I mean, headache. I mean, the one night I thought I was going crazy. And Felicia literally had to bind that out of me. And she was like, no, 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 we are set on this journey, and no medication will take you off track, because I was at a place of wanting to give up. It was getting crazy. I'm telling you, it was getting crazy, but never emotional. Never emotional. We always made the journey pretty much fun. So now we left. And so the waiting period after the embryo goes in is 2 weeks. So now you have to sit down and wait 2 weeks to take a pregnancy test. Now in the infertility world, they call it P-U-P-O. It's pregnant, P-O-P-U. P-U, pregnant until proven otherwise. And so I went into the group and I said, nope, ladies, the embryo went in and I am pregnant. And so in the fertility forum, I would always say to ladies, do not say you are P-U-P-O. Please say that you are pregnant, because don't even buy into this pregnant until proven otherwise. You must say now that you are pregnant. If you say now that you are pregnant, you will be pregnant, and your body will receive the pregnancy. And so, you know, I was up in there, you know, just glorifying God and just saying that I was pregnant. And so December 22nd came, the day of the pregnancy test. Now, they said that I would have to test first thing in the morning.
I remember it was dark.
It was dark. It was 4 a.m. in the morning. Ladies,
it was
guys,
dark and I was sleeping.
He was sleeping. Could you imagine? I think he asked me one question the night before. He said, baby, are you ready? I said I am, because we are pregnant. And that night, I could not sleep. It's like, you know, when you go on a trip and you can't sleep, like I could not sleep.
I could sleep.
But he slept, and I could not sleep. And, you know, he would roll over and see me just sitting up there, and I'm underneath him, but I'm just sitting there because, you know, I can't wait till in the morning. I say, baby, and Anna say, first urine in the morning, okay? And so, you know, I was already used to being up 5 a.m. But I was already used to being up 5 a.m. in the morning in the prayer room and praying. So I think that I just stayed up, you know, throughout the night. I got some dose, but it was time. And when I grabbed that paper bag, I can still remember when I grabbed that paper bag, because Freddie picked up the test. He was like, babe, which test you want? You want the good one, the expensive one, the cheap one? I said, don't matter, baby, whatever you bring, you know, we're going to get the results that we are trusting God for. And 4 o'clock in the morning, I went in the restroom. He waked up a bit, but he was still not up. And I went in the bathroom, and of course, I was on the pee bowl, and I was there praying. I said, God, I trust you. So I peed on the stick, and I rested it on a flat surface. And I just sat there on the bowl, and I said, God, God, I placed all my trust in you. You said that this battle was not mine, and it was yours. And so now, God, I am trusting you that when I looked at this stick, I will see 2 lines. Listen to me, everyone. I decided to build that faith, and I got up off of that bowl. And I went to the counter, and I looked at the pregnancy test. And there was the darkest 2 lines that you would ever see. I was pregnant. Did I come out of the bathroom? No. I dropped to my knees and I began to worship God in that bathroom. I was crying and I was praising. And I remember hearing my husband say, time went by and he said, baby, are you okay in there? And when I walked out, he saw the tears rolling down my eyes. And I said, we are pregnant. Listen now, December 22nd was the morning I found out I was pregnant. I told God, all I want for Christmas is to be pregnant again. All I want for Christmas is for my wombs to be blessed again, God, please. And I got that. I didn't want a diamond ring. I didn't want a fancy car. All I wanted to do was have a child again. And there it was. I was pregnant. And of course, it did not end there because, of course, we would have to do a lot of testing. After that, you would have to take about 3 other pregnancy tests, and then you have to take a beta testing. Beta testing confirms, how pregnant are you. Let me tell you something. The first time I took my beta was 8,000 and some. I was like, oh my God. The next time I went back, my beta was almost 20-something thousand, I think, or 12,000 or somewhere up in there. Now, when you see those high numbers, it is guaranteed that you are pregnant. You cannot have a number less than 50. If your number is less than 50, then chances are you may have a chemical pregnancy, meaning you may miscarry. And when I posted that in my infertility forum,
the morning of, I was so sleepy.
You were sleepy. And when I told my husband, and he said, is everything okay? And I came out the bathroom. I said, baby, we are pregnant. Do you think Freddie got up and started rejoicing? No. Freddie said, okay, baby, I'm going back to bed. I believe now that he felt a form of release because, Freddie really carried me through the entire journey. I mean, carried me. I mean, every bit of support. I remember Freddie having basketball games and he would not be here to give me the shot. And I don't know if he would ask the coach to come off the court, but he would text and say, baby, did you take the shot? Like he was my doctor. He would give me the injections and everything he had on time. And I was like, this man, this good man of God, this good man God sent me. Oh my God, I thank God for him. But now, the people saw these high numbers and they say, chances are you may be pregnant with twins. You know what I mean? And so, that didn't happen. When we did the scan, we saw 1 yolk sac. I was pregnant with baby Skylar. And, when my doctor saw it, he said, what do you wish for? And he said, everything we are wishing for now. Even my doctor was lined up with God. He said, everything we are wishing for now is for health. We don't care what the sex is. We are just wishing for health, good health.
Doctor used to say, don't say, I see no, what did he say? I see no low stick young.
No. He said that, and listen to me now. And maybe, I know that you may have a question. Everybody may say, during the journey, were you able to be intimate? I don't remember. Were we able to be intimate? I don't remember. I don't remember if we were. I think that you may not be able to. I don't think so because you don't want to.
You had to get one stitch.
No, that was way after. But I think during the treatment, were we able to? I don't think we were able to fondle around. And I was very concerned about that because intimacy in a marriage is important. It's very important. And I was like, who's going to keep my husband? But I have to remember that when I was single, there was someone that kept me. And so, I told God to be a comforter for my husband. But at the same time, we asked the doctor if there was ways that, and our doctor said, just experiment.
Dr. Gary,
he said, experiment. Be very creative to please yourselves. But No swinging from the chandeliers, all right? I'm sorry that we are talking like this, but I'm just trying to bring it home to you on how infertility is something. It can cause a relationship to separate, or it can cause a relationship to come together. I believe that Freddie and I already had a very tight chemistry, but this journey even brought us even closer because we both learned. My faith was activated. I don't know what it did. What did it do for you? I mean, did it do anything for you? Like anything?
I don't be checking, man.
Oh my God.
When the test come, I was like, all right, cool. Like it's 4 o'clock. I want to go back to sleep.
Oh my God.
I can be excited like 10:30 or something like that.
Oh my God. But
after breakfast or something.
yes, but you know, it worked out so well, and of course, you know, we were pregnant, and at 13 weeks, my doctor recommended that I be stitched. Just for safety. I was 36 years old. He wanted to make sure secure the pregnancy. Of course, I did not. Oh, baby, the battery is low. Could it plug in? Of course, I did not want to do that. But my husband, it's I don't know. It's 9%. Oh my God, we are going down.
Flip it upside down.
If it flipped, then excuse me, everyone. We're just trying to flip. If you flip it, baby, it's gonna make the people go sideways, yeah. Oh. So now I had to get stitched, so I'm back in another operation because you know, Freddie was like, we paid a lot of money, and so everything is safety. I did not want to go in, but I had to do it. Of course, in the operating room, I was wide awake, but of course, my doctor sedated me, so I was drunk, but I was awake. And so, of course, we journeyed, and of course, I had to take some medication that was almost $1,000 a needle. There was a particular medication that I had to take to control the killer cells that I was talking about, everyone.
We charging up. That's why we moved. We putting the charger in.
This little needle here.
Break up my charger.
Yeah.
This little needle here was for $1,000 per needle. I had to take 4 of these needles. So 4 of these needles I had to take. So we had to find $4,000. Okay. We had to find $4,000 to purchase these needles. Okay. And so I had to take 4 of these. And then I had to take something called intralipids. Intralipids are very expensive as well. Take a look at it, ladies. It holds or it assists with controlling natural killer cells. All right. So I had to take them every other day, I think, for a week or something. And I would have to be in my doctor's office until all is in. You know, Barbados said they didn't want nothing out. Everything had to come in. And so I would just be in the doctor's office just on drip all day. It was tiresome, but it was all worth it. Intralipids is a white, creamy stuff. Of course, I'm going to put a picture on this when it's posted to YouTube.
We already talked about $1,000 shot. I missed that.
Yes, this is the shot right here.
Fellas, listen to me, bro. That's
When I told Freddie about this shot, it was $1,000 per needle.
I see you really did that. Like,
Freddie was like, "Could we duck this?" Because that's $4,000. Now, you've already just spent all this money.
You really did that.
And it's like $4,000 because I needed 4 of these. And all the clinic said to us was, "We're so sorry." And I had to take 2 of these before putting the embryo in and 2 after. All right. And so $4,000 is not a little bit of money to come around when you're taking infertility treatments. But God favored us, and we were able to.
The trips were
costly. You know, Barbados is not a cheap place, but it was good for us with the infertility. Like I say, America is very expensive compared to, we paid half in Barbados. And we had money left on our account. And we want to see some comments here. Freddie,
hey, Billy, I watching the Cavs playing, man.
Freddie, you too dry, isn't he? I mean,
the Cavs playing, and I think we losing, so you know.
Freddie just trying to throw me under the bus. He's just trying to throw me under the bus, but I'm grateful that he's here, and he decided to leave the Cavs alone to share our story tonight briefly with you. But we're pregnant now, and everything was going smooth. Of course, I was unable to tell anyone that I was pregnant, but very early in the pregnancy, God changed my entire image. So I didn't even look like a Creva anymore. I didn't look like Kiki. Immediately, I looked like somebody different. And so people would walk past me and did not realize that it was me. I think we had an encounter on my daughter's birthday. I was out, and none of Freddie's friends said hello to me. Nobody said hello. And I was like, what is going on? Like, nobody's saying hi to me. And they were like, is that Naj over there? And it was me. And, you know, they were like, something that can't be Kiki sitting over there. And they had to come straight up. So my identity, God changed my identity. So I mean, seriously, I got to show you the pictures. I was a different person. I was not the same person that you're looking at now. And I believe that he did that as a form of protection. He did that as a form of protection. Whoever needed to know that that was me, knew that that was me. And I learned that with my pregnancy, this particular pregnancy, where the enemy would be so angry now because, you know, he's attacked my reproductive system, and that is who attacks it. Now I've been successful, and now I'm pregnant. I should not have been pregnant. And so now God has me in this closed place where I literally stayed inside. I sheltered myself. I didn't want anyone to see me. I was not ashamed, but I just didn't want to go anywhere. I stayed home. I went to the doctor. I stayed home and ate bread all day. Just bread all day from the lady at the sports center. Ate all around the clock. By the roundabout. And I would be angry with her when she don't have bread. But I would not even go to work. I didn't want anyone to see me. And so God protected me. And I was not able to share with anyone that I was pregnant, not even my mother-in-law. And Freddie was not able to announce it. My daughter was not able to announce it. And, you know, everyone was wondering when they could. And I said, you know, I'm going to be prayerful about it. And God did not allow me to release myself until I was 7 months. Now, 7 months, when it came to me, you know, 7 months is completion. And that means now that the baby could be born, and the baby has now formed everything. And even my doctor, let me tell you, God has had my doctor working with us. Even him was saying to us, do not talk about this pregnancy to anybody. Keep it with you. All right. And so we kept it, and that was confirmation until I was 7 months, and that's when I had my baby shower. And so now the time came where, when are we gonna have this baby? Where are we gonna have this baby? Are we gonna have this baby here in Nassau? Or are we gonna have this baby in the States? Now, my father, I remember my spiritual mother saying to me that God was going to give me some instructions. We are there.
No, we were going to have the baby here.
No, I ain't reached there yet. Because I'm telling you what, I have to say what Felicia said first. She called me and she said that God is going to give you some instructions concerning this baby. Now, I didn't know where the instructions was, who it was coming from, but this was prophetic. And so my dad, every day, he would say, have the baby away, have the baby away. I said, no, I want my doctor to deliver the baby because he's been with us on this journey.
Glad said that's the best shower.
Oh, yeah, my shower was turned up. But I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But I wanted my doctor to be a part of it because he really took us through the entire journey. So my feelings was all into disappointing my doctor. And he is not going to deliver her like he delivered my first baby. And so I don't know, they're here now. KJ and Devania is actually watching.
Yeah, we were going to have the baby here.
We were going to have the baby here.
For Dr. What do you name?
Dr. Carey.
For Dr. Carey to deliver. And then my boy KJ and his wife had their second son.
And they are here tonight. Hello, Devania and KJ.
You know, KJ is like my little brother. And KJ had a situation with his son. I hope they don't mind us discussing it. But I mean, me and him we discussed it over and over. And they had a situation where their son that was born here had to fly out like that day. I think he was born on a weekend. And they had to fly out for some emergency medical situation. I remember KJ calling me, and he needed to get somewhere, and he needed a siren, and we need to wake up the minister of transport because we have to do some things. And so just watching them go through that and all that stuff that they went through, we figured like it was just sensible to have the baby in the States one time to cut out all that panic, because I could only imagine the panic that KJ and his family went through, and to rush over on a weekend. You know, thank God that everything worked out for them. And the little boy climbing up the fence every time.
Oh yeah, that little boy is the most active little boy that Devania and KJ have now. He is a miracle, and he is here for a purpose.
Yeah, so yeah, like me and KJ, we spoke about it a lot, and I was telling him that a lot of people at the time were dead, fake concern about his kid, and his kid being sick and needed heart surgery and all kind of things. A lot of these people who's be talking, but they really care with what's going on. But long story short, you know,
KJ and his wife and his son really pushed us to have Skylar in the States, because that I was scared for him, and I didn't want him to go through that just in case something happened.
Right. So, right there, my dad was the person saying, go away. But then because of that incident with KJ and his wife, Devanya, that really sealed the deal. So here it is now. That was the instructions that my mentor, my spiritual mother, was talking about. She said that God will give you some instructions concerning the baby. And so now we are going to have this baby away. So I left here right after my turn-up shower. Everyone, if you saw it, my shower was a party. People were asking, is this a birthday? Is this a shower, or is this a birthday party, or this is what? Because everyone was enjoying themselves, and that is what I wanted. I wanted to celebrate life. I wanted to celebrate victory. I just wanted to celebrate, all that we've been through. And it was during the time that it was my birthday, and I did not want a shower. My husband said that I don't care if you don't want it, you're gonna have it. And he put on the most amazing shower for me. I got everything that I wanted. I decorated. I did everything I wanted. He spent that money, and we celebrated. And let me tell you something. People will tell you that you're not gonna get any gifts and nobody gonna buy you anything. I had 5 pages on my gift registry, and all 5 pages were finished. I had so much gifts that I told the people that I apologize, I want to thank you, but I'm not going to be able to open all these gifts up tonight. We will be here until next week. That's how many gifts I got. That night, I realized something. I said, you know what? I am loved. I mean, they don't know what I'm going through, but I am loved. And that right there, that outpouring, I was like, wow, to God be all the glory. We had about 4 cribs and 8 strollers, and I'm talking about big gifts, and it was really, really nice, and I thank God for everyone that, plunged into it. But now we're on our way to the States, and I left immediately after.
You gone before me? No,
yes,
we went together.
We went together. My husband settled me in, and then he came back over, and so I'm over there, and I'm auntie to have my husband there, but then he has to work. But he came over every other week or something like that. Yeah. He would come over every other week, and as much as he could. And now we know that, I was getting big. Everyone, I weighed about 230 pounds. I was weighing 145 pounds before the pregnancy. At the end, I was 230 pounds.
That's when you started.
I started, and so a friend of ours over there connected me with the most amazing doctor. Her name is Dr. Lacombe. She's a young doctor, beautiful. Her parents are from Haiti, but I think she was born in America. But she was amazing. And our friend told us that she was so good that during the C-section, he was scared. He was panicking. But she was really good. And so,
his kids.
Yeah, during his time. And she delivered all his kids. And she's very personable. She makes you feel a part of the team and the family and all of that. And so we were comfortable. We were comfortable with her, and we were comfortable with the clinic. And let me tell you something. There's a hospital called Plantation Hospital in Florida. I learned something about that. It's not the fact that, don't look on the outside of the building. It's what's inside of the building. Don't look at the name.
The name, a lot of people getting caught up in the name of these hospitals and how much it costs. I mean, you could go to any hospital, and if you, where we were, had our own room, basically the one floor, on everything.
It was like a hotel in there, but the customer service
you can spend your money either way. You don't care where you go, but the difference was the people at Plantation.
Yeah.
Them people. I mean, you go into a big deal. So the people there, I would advise anyone going along this road. That's a very nice hospital. The staff there is amazing.
Oh yeah,
we've been blessed with great staff.
The entire journey we've been blessed with the most amazing people, and it was getting weighty on me, the pregnancy. 230 pounds. I could hardly walk from my bed to the bathroom. I would be panting. Not used to that. My knees were hurting. Extremely big. So every day I go to visit, I would beg the doctor to just take the baby from me. And she said that she can't. This baby has to go to the 38 weeks. She's not going to take it before then. And I would cry because I'm ready to get this baby out of me now. And so now the morning of the delivery happens, and we're going in for a scheduled C-section. We knew that we were having a C-section. I want to show you now, we're getting down to the very end, everyone, how God orchestrates everything, okay? And you got to trust him. The morning of the surgery, my spiritual mentor, my mother, Felicia, she called and she said, she texted and she said, I need to pray with you. I need to pray with you. And I won't pray long because she could pray. She said, I'm not going to hold you long. I just need to pray for you for 1 minute and then I will release you. I understood what she was doing, but I didn't understand the whole thing. And so she prayed with me and she released me and she said, all will be well. That was her last words. God is with you. And so we arrived at the hospital. I was happy. My parents were packing the bag because, you know, they said we're going to be celebrating tonight.
Cigars.
And my father's never touched a cigar, but he was like, tonight, Freddie, I will hold a cigar in my hand if only for the look, you know.
I said, now we get a
And they were gonna sleep in the room next to us because we basically had the entire floor. We booked out the entire floor just for us. So we were living in a major suite. I mean, I hope we have photos of it. I mean, it was amazing. All right, VIP service and everything. And so now we're in everyone's excited and Freddie called everyone and everyone's in the waiting room waiting. We are in the back now. Freddie has his scrubs on. He's the real doctor. I got my gown on. So I'm going in before him and I'm getting the epidural in, and so now I'm on the table. And so they put this thing up in the front of me and I'm like, could someone call my husband please? And I need him in here now because the man is trying to strap me to the cross like Jesus and I'm claustrophobic. Something is already in the front of me. I said, please, Mr. Sir, please. I need my hands. I'm not going to touch here. I don't want to I need my hands. I cannot feel from my waist down. But he said, no, we have to do this. I said, well, if you get my husband in here, I'll be okay. Now, we had the most amazing nurse. She's from Nigeria. Her name is Miss Funky. We was in there, and she said, we were singing Funky, Nassau, and all kind of things. We were dancing and having a good time. And so everyone in the delivery room was full of energy. Everyone was excited. A baby's about to come in, and everyone's ready to go. And so now Freddie's in the room, and my doctor's saying, okay, we are about to cut. And so they're cutting and, you know, I could feel the tugging, but I can't feel anything. And then all of a sudden, I hear this crying and they put Skylar over the thing and I was calling her name. And then Freddie got a little clip where they were throwing her from hand to hand. They were flinging her, right?
The comb take her out and fling her to someone.
Right, and that person was flinging.
That person fling her to someone and then they start wiping her up.
And so after now, Freddie see his baby is no more wife. He left me right there, and he went on the side. No, she had to clean up first in the cut.
I cut the...
Oh, he cut the cord. Yes, he cut the cord.
And then they took over, they weighed her and do all that thing in her mouth.
And he was right there just looking at everything.
Right.
He was right there looking at everything.
Tied her, and then they tied me.
Right.
And then...
They passed her to us.
Yeah, you had
But I couldn't hold her. They put her on my nose. My hands were still tied. So they gave her to Freddie, and we held her. I'll post that picture so you can see as well. And I kissed her. And then, of course, Freddie said, baby, I must leave because people is teeth for children. So all Freddie was concerned about is...
Americans steal the kids.
Right. That the same baby comes to see me.
Yeah, I watch enough forensic files and things to know you got to follow your children around the hospital.
Right. So he was following me. Y'all, we are counting down, but we'll be right back in. But he followed his baby, and I was in the room there. But I noticed that my doctor was not getting what she needed done. I didn't know what was going on.
Like, we have 122 here, so we should talk about the...
That's where I'm going.
No, I mean, like, while we waiting for the time to run out, so we don't skip it there.
Oh, right.
Just like, you know, Sky here, they cleaning her up. She crying, she happy. Yay, we tell the parents. I think that I go out. No,
You text Naj and you said that his sister's here, right? I think
that's when we's going upstairs. We's going upstairs, and then I text Naj first, and then what did Bradley say? There's
teeth.
Yeah, that's what I said, Billy. I can't go through all this, and then the woman just come and say they don't know where the baby gone. I know all these children look alike when they born. So I following around like a hawk. Like I want to know, I don't want them going in the elevator first. I won't go in the elevator, then y'all come in, so I can keep my eye on everything. And so we can just wait. We can wait until this 20
Everyone,
seconds.
we are. Hey, Santina.
Hey, Santina. I see you.
We are counting down now. Instagram is about to shut off. but we will be back.
That's what I
we
said,
want
really.
you to join us, all right? So please come right back in. We'll come right back on. Come right back in. I saw a few people there. Hey, everyone. I see you. We're counting
This
down.
the best part. This the best part.
Oh, it paused. Okay. So, no, we're not.
I was kind
We could. Okay.
scared.
Okay. Be back
Look
in.
at you.
Going pro.
Man, I've been at this 19 oh long, you know.
Man, what a great.
19 oh long. Okay, everyone, come back in. Everyone is joining us. We thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming back in. Let us know if you are enjoying our company tonight. Are you getting some information? We're talking about everything here tonight. You even seeing how the enemy is so manipulative, and he's still at me. And I want you to hold on to the part where I spoke about my spiritual mother calling me. Hey. And listen, we skipped the part. When I went into the hospital, you all need this because you all need to understand. Give Kiki more time. That's correct. That's 1242. Give me more time. So when we walked into the hospital before I got into the delivery room, I had to sign a waiver. And one of the things that I never agreed to was blood transfusions because my mom ended up attracting hepatitis to the liver. I think it's hepatitis C during a blood transfusion. And so I never, ever agreed to it in no surgery. I was like, no, I'm not taking it. But that morning in particular, I don't understand why. And this have to be God. I actually gave the hospital consent to give me blood. So I told them, I said, baby, I just gave the hospital consent to give me blood. I trust that they will give me the right blood if I need the blood. Hold on to that because you're going to need to understand why God would have had me to sign that document that morning. And I never understood why I gave consent to something in my 36 years that I've never given consent to. So now Freddie's up with the baby and I'm in the room and time is passing. So I'm going to let Freddie talk a bit because I can say what was happening in the operating room, but he has to say what was happening on the outside. I don't know if he was coming back to me, but I know that I was in there for a while. And there was a moment when my doctor looked over the sheet and she said to me, she said, this is not looking good. I saw all the blood over her glasses and she said, I'm not able to get your uterus to stitch down. Like I cannot get it to stitch down. Every time I stitch it, it's popping back up. I realize now that the enemy is in the room. I understand now that he is in the room. I'm at the most vulnerable state now. I'm at a place now where it's easy to give up. And it's easy to give in, all right? Because now everyone's out of panic. Everyone in the delivery room was running around like they were crazy. There was this lady that came to me and she was like, are you okay? You know, I said, yeah, like what's going on? She said, are you sure you are okay? I said, I am fine. Like, what is going on? The anesthesiologist, they had to take him out of the room and bring another one in the room because he was freaking out. And so like I saw everyone around me just having a freak out and I'm laying on the bed just still, when I get out here I can see my baby, not really understanding the danger that I was in. You know, here it is, my doctor's panicking and she's saying that this is not looking good. But I'm thinking now that this not looking good is just a matter of, okay, I don't know. But your uterus not being able to stitch down is major, all right? So now, where are you? Because
we upstairs.
No, you have to come back down because
no, I upstairs and they getting Skylar clean up and like cleaning up. I forget what they're doing up in the nursery. So we up there, and I was up there a little while. So I was like, alright, cool. She said whatever. So now I going downstairs to see what's going on with you. So I figured you'd in the little room where we was prior, before you went in the back. So I can't remember if the nurses in the front they were all weird. But then I sat down to right by the front and like everyone started just running up and down past me. So I figured now something gotta be up because you've been in there too long. I asking people what's happening and they saying the doctor can be out here to talk to you in a little bit. I didn't watch enough ER to know that if a nurse ignoring you, something wrong. If they saying the doctor gotta come talk to you, something wrong. So I getting ready to break up the whole hospital now. I flipping shit over. Something going on. Like someone need to tell me what's happening. because I upset now and I can start breaking up stuff. So that's when Funky
Right.
had to come outside to me. Now,
So she came in
Funky is
with a
an
cell
old
phone. She's an old Nigerian nurse.
black woman. She's like your mother. Funky come out there and Funky said, listen, my man. Calm down, boss. Calm down on you before I cut you up.
This is awful.
So,
This is powerful.
so she
You said you wanted to talk to your wife.
Yeah.
And so she
she
took the phone.
took the phone into the operating room and she called me. Oh, you called me.
No, she said, what is your husband's number? I could not remember the code for my phone. Like, because so much was going on around me, I could not remember that. She said, please open up your phone. I need to call your husband so that he could have some trust in me because he believed that something is happening in here. Something is happening in here. But I just need you to let him know that you're going to be okay. So without them still not telling me what is happening, you know, everyone is still asking me if I'm okay.
But Funky was real professional.
But she was good. She was trying to hold her
Funky
composure.
see some things going
Yeah,
on.
she was trying to
But she
hold her
couldn't tell me
composure.
what was happening.
Right.
And so I spoke to you.
So I spoke to Freddie and he
But I
said,
know
baby,
something-
are you, right, he said, baby, are you going to be okay? And I said, yes, baby, I'll be fine. Still not knowing the extent of what was going on.
But so I knew something was going on because everyone in the hospital was going in the room. Everyone, they was running. I could have seen through the little door thing. Everybody was running in there. All kinds of things was going on.
No, so let me hold on. So my parents now are sitting out front. This is my father's story. And everyone's waiting for me to come out so they could come in. And my father said he heard code red. I can't hear this.
They had to walk past.
And
they
he
had
could
to come
see
past
the
him.
blood machines. He could see the blood machines going. He could see the doctors running and everybody running like something. So he said, they keep asking you that because they needed to know you was still. Yes, that's exactly why. That's exactly why they kept asking me if I was okay. But some of them were asking because they were panicking. And I'll tell you why now.
That was just
Some of them had to
Caribbean
some of them were actually thrown out the room because the doctor did not want them to get me too excited to the point that, you know, it would have probably cost me to black out. But my father now is saying that he's telling everyone out there that, wow, somebody's dying in the back there. Thank God my daughter has already had the baby and she is safe. Meanwhile, everyone is coming to his daughter. And so they don't know. I don't know how Freddie told them, but they don't know. And I understood that my daughter was asking, what is happening to my mommy? I want to see my mommy. Why is my mommy not out yet? And so I told one of the ladies when she came there, and they threw her out after that. She said, are you okay? And I used these exact words. I said, I came in here with a man. And the man that I came in was not my husband. I came in here with a man, and I will leave out here with a man. The man that I was talking about was God. Don't forget, I had a covering at the beginning. Now the blood is coming to the room that I signed for. What if I did not sign for this blood? And that was against my policy or my religion. But I signed for this blood. All right? And so now I spoke to Freddie. Everything was okay. They threw that nurse out the room. And then
They
another
throw her out,
doctor
she come
came
straight
out.
to me.
Right.
She
And then
comes
she
straight
said
to me
what?
and she said the stupidest shit
Watch your language.
you could say to somebody in a hospital.
Panic state.
She come in there, oh, you need to start praying. But that's supposed to mean, nurse. That if you don't say things like that to people. That was the stupid. She run me so hard. I wish I could have strike her. But you to start praying. But what? They need to. I wrote a very strong letter.
I think
To the hospital.
when I got out though, Felicia told me that Freddie reached out to her and told her what was going on, and she allowed him to vent. She allowed him to vent because, you know, she said she understand what position she was in, but her spirit was very settled because she did the assignment that God asked her to do, and that
But
was
see,
to
when you were
pray.
using that for hours.
But I was in that room for 7 hours. The last thing I remember was a doctor came in there and he said these words to my doctor. He said, listen to me. Either we are going to do what we have to do to save this woman or she's going to die in here today. That was the last I heard and I was out. All right. Some 7 hours later, I was back up and I saw the light above me.
So now you could imagine by this time everyone at the hospital getting ready to turn up, and 7 hours later, no one see the baby yet, and no one see Kiki yet. No one hear nothing but nothing. So I get like 20 people in the waiting area. I go out. I only talk to the parents. I don't want to talk to nobody else because people I know they getting ready to freak out anyway. But I can tell them just in case something goes south or whatever. I think that her parents should know what's going on. So I go and I tell her parents, Kiki mommy believes she is a doctor and a nurse and everything else, so she won't come in the back and tell the doctor them what to do. But I say, no, that ain't happening. Let's let them deal with whatever they're dealing with. So I go back in the back, and so now you're at the point saying, now the baby didn't born, but your wife might die. So all I think about now is we didn't really need this baby. Like how I come in, I kill my wife. We just get married, and she can die all for this baby. Who will take care of the baby when this woman dead, and all kind of things. So I'm very upset, and I eating hours, and there was this tall, slim nurse dude, and he could see I was stressed out, and he bring me some pretzels and like some juice and stuff, but I couldn't eat. But he kept every, I guess, stage of what was going on in the room. He would come out and like nod or something, and like he would say, I'm sure this is against policy, but he would say, no, she's gonna be okay. And like where I was sitting was directly across from the, I guess, disposal room, because they would walk past me. They walk past me with all the Kiki stuff in one bowl.
Yeah, they had to.
Like
I don't know what they asked or what they did, but they removed certain parts of my body inside because they said that was the only way that they can save me. If they kept it, then I would have died. And so they said, we had to move some stuff, and I was at a place where I was fine with that because I asked God to give me one more chance. And listen, for everyone, be careful. When you say things to God, God holds you to what you say. Even when you make promises, because God gives us promises and we hold him to them. And so he does with us. And, I only wanted it one more time. So I didn't care if everything had to leave. I just was concerned about really living. And, because my doctor kept asking me, you sure you know what happened? And I said, it doesn't matter, doc. I'm alive. And
was this after?
Yeah, after she saw me and I came to and she spoke to me, she said, if no one knew God that day, they honestly know who God is now.
You mentioned the old doctor that they brought in?
The old doctor.
And they brought someone in Lacoma to call. And this
I told
this
you about
goes
him. That was him that said he's no nonsense. He said either we gonna do what we gotta do or this woman is gonna die.
But this goes to where I thank KJ them a lot. If it wasn't for KJ them, like I have nothing against the doctors that we have here, but I don't think we have the equipment.
No, but even my doctor said
like I don't think
it was good that we were there.
We would have been able to survive that here. Because even Lacombe, who was a very good doctor in the U.S., she couldn't handle what was happening.
She panicked.
They had to call an old dude, some surgeon, I guess, who was there, and he had to come down and he had to take over what was happening.
But he came out of a surgery just for me because he was actually
shut down the whole hospital. I tell you, the whole hospital was there.
The entire hospital. When I go back there now to visit, they always said, "You are the woman that shut the entire hospital down."
I remember the Indian woman died.
And guess what?
There was a woman that died
that same day.
Giving birth.
Just like I did. She died and I lived. And that's why I told people, I told the woman, listen to me, I came in here with a man and I would leave in here with a man. And so, our entire journey was a miracle. God did it for us, but the enemy was at work. He was at work. He was standing in there. Death was in that room. I was supposed to be rolled out in a white sheet. All right?
Think she said,
did they know why that happened?
Something with the uterus.
Listen what happened. The reason why my uterus was unable to stitch down is because right behind that, the enemy was attacking it with about 8 fibroids just ready to come to. And so I would have been on a surgery table again just to get fibroids out of me. So that day, they were able to remove everything. The fibroids that wanted to come, everything that was pending behind. So you see, the enemy was just attacking my body. And so now, thank God that the uterus was not able to be stitched. Because had they stitched it, then I would have had all kind of fibroids coming out of me. There were 8 of them. And so they said that my uterus looked like a ripple. Y'all ever saw, like, I don't understand how it is, but they were like it was a wave. It
was supposed to be
firm and flat some way. But it was ripple because the fibroids were pushing it up in some area and, so that was I thank God because here it is now. God is now protecting me from something else that was going to come in the future.
No, what they're saying is, that's why it was so weird.
It was very weird. They did not see it. And that's why I knew that it was spiritual.
Everything looked good
Everything was always
when
good.
we went to see
Everything
the
was always good. That's why I knew that it was spiritual, and I knew that it was an attack because the enemy was cunning. He allowed it. He didn't want it. It was not able. It was not seen when we were scanning. But as soon as the uterus was up, they saw everything. It was. I think someone else asked the question. My mommy always says, "One foot in the grave." That is true, and a lot of people don't understand that. But I experienced that. I experienced life and death. And my husband, I always say to him that I don't want to know how it feels to be on the receiving end, because I could just imagine the panic and everything. Like, how would he live after that? What if I had died? And so, I thank God because we were able to talk about the what ifs. It ain't happened. But, I was like, baby, what if? What were you going to do? How was life going to be now? You know what I mean? The fibroids probably caused the uterus not to contract. And that's what I'm talking about. They talked about, they ruled everything out to me, and they told me everything. And so they kept me in the hospital for about a week because, of course, I was under a major surgery, out of a surgery. 7 hours is not a short time. But,
And it ain't like you get a paper cut.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, people say that after a C-section, they want you to get up and walk immediately. Trust me, that same night, I got up and I walked. I told God, I'm not staying around here. I am not petting this. I got up and I walked. And then the devil attacked me again, and I was unable to pee. They needed me to urine in a...
And Funky make you pee?
No. I ran the water. I tried to pee. They said, well, if you don't pee, we're going to
can't
have
go
to put a catheter up there. It's going to hurt, and you cannot go home. I said, nurse, leave and come back in 1 hour. I went in that bathroom, and I say, in the name of Jesus, you will urine. I started to speak to my body. I ran the water, and I said, God, you will let me urine. I started to speak to my body. And that's why I'm telling you, words are powerful. And
hey, that's why you got to go to plantation, too, because fellas, you can be there for a couple of days.
And you can live well. You will live well.
And you got to thank God for people, because one of my best friends lives in Miami, and he was up there. He's making the food runs.
Yeah.
Now I stayed in the room. She refused to leave, so she got the chair, the sofa, and I stayed in the
Yeah,
room.
Freddie slept in a chair. It was hard, but it was a suite, so he gave her the bed kind of thing. But your mouth is very powerful. I speak to my body, and I told that nurse, I said, come back in an hour. When you come back, I'll be ready for you. And she said, I'll bring the catheter. I said, I'll be ready for you. And when she came back, I had a cup full of urine. I did not leave that bathroom and it didn't take long. But that was the power of faith. That is why I'm telling you that tonight you would learn how crazy my faith is, because I speak to my body. I speak to things. I speak to things that you can't see, but I can see it. And these things happen to come to pass because God said you don't have to have a big mountain of faith, just a mustard seed faith, and you can move mountains. And I did that, and I was able to urine. And so, we got over that journey, and I think that after that, all was well. But, I think tonight we just basically wanted to share. We cannot go on for too long, but I will definitely be writing about this. God have me to write about this. This will be my first book, and it's going to go deeper. I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to talk about the women in the Bible. I'm going to talk about my experience compared to the women in the Bible, how God was able to pull out of me what he needed out of me for this day.
Really beautiful now. When I was stressed, though. The hospital, that was one of the most stressful days of my life, bro.
I think we wore it well. And like I said, there are a lot of people, these things can either tear you apart. They can either tear you apart or they can bring you together. And to the women, if you are pregnant or you are thinking about being pregnant, do not post your infant on the screen so prematurely. You are posting them in the way of the enemy. I know you may be excited to share your pregnancy with the world and you want people to see it, but you don't know who's praying for you. I told my husband...
Praying against you.
Or praying against you. I told my husband, I said, they were unable to get the baby. And so I believe that somebody was out to get me. And that is why the enemy said that I would go in now and I would kill her. Because, now that I'm exposed to the world, my baby was now safe, but now I'm in harm's way. But I watch people every day put their baby up there. You got to understand there are Jezebel spirits. There are people that want what you have, who are struggling. They don't understand, but they're saying, why her and not me? Why God is continuing to bless her? Instead, they worry about themselves. And so, I think this whole journey taught me how to protect, how to protect yourself and your interests. because the enemy is always out there. Don't be too quick to share. You don't know who's really praying for you. You don't know who's really happy for you. People always say, I'm praying for you, but you know what? They're praying for your demise. And so you got to be really careful. There are a lot of wicked people. And, you know, another thing to the pregnant women, this is now to the pregnant women, you got to stay prayed up. You got to cover yourself. You got to cover yourself because the enemy is out there to destroy reproduction. And as soon as you conceive, he's attacking you by blood. He's trying to cause you to go in premature labor. He's trying to cause you to miscarry. Miscarriage is spiritual. Bleeding out is spiritual. Fibroids is spiritual. These things do not exist, but they exist because these are attacks from the enemy to stop reproduction, because of course he does not want the earth to be replenished. If he can kill out the earth, he will start. And that's why I think somewhere in the Bible they said every son, I think Pharaoh wanted every son's neck to be popped. Once a woman had a son, he would pop the neck because that is now the male seed. Once he killed that, me and another woman can't conceive. So now you're killing out the earth. But in my book, I'm definitely going to talk, pardon?
I said not yet.
Not yet, but I'm definitely going to talk more spiritual in my book. I'm going to go deeper into the studies that I learned during my infertility journey and why my faith became so crazy. And why now I speak into the lives of women who are battling because I've been there. And your words have power. You have the authority. God has given you the authority to speak to your body.
You see that?
Who they is be praying.
Every you would be surprised.
For you. Who do they pray to? Who do they? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. People are just, listen, you have a lot of people. It don't even have to be a baby. You have a lot of people that just want what you have, and they cannot understand why you have it, and they don't. And once a jealous spirit comes about, that just stirs up everything else, you know. But I just felt now that the attack was on me, you know, but God kept me through it all. There was nothing that they could have done with me. My spiritual mother called me that morning, and she laid that prayer down, and that foundation was set, you know, and I went in with that word. But, you know, if you're pregnant, you know, be very careful. You don't need people touching your stomach. I didn't, and I believe that's why God protected me too.
The people that might be considering IVF.
Oh, yes. Oh, and so
if they want to reach out to you.
Yes. So if anyone is here, I'll talk to you later, ladies pregnant. But if any of you are here that may be struggling with infertility, PCOS, just unexplained, whatever it may be, and you may be a bit timid to talk about it openly, and you want to reach out to me, you can DM me. I'll be happy to share with you. My back people like gonna hit me up in the DM, all right? But you could just hit me up, and I'll be happy to share with you even more. Any questions, any tools, any doctor that I use. I think I have the best doctor here in the Bahamas. And then Barbados Fertility Center was just amazing. I think I had a good team all around. But I think the whole foundation of it, listen to me. You have celebrities. Freddie and I do not have a quarter of the money that celebrities have. But I was telling my spiritual mother the other day that I realized one thing. In this whole equation, you could pay all the money you want. But if God ain't in it and your faith is not there, you're not going to get it.
Look at
you cannot.
They can do that too, Devanya. They can do that.
I don't have infertility issues, but I need a girl in my life. Well, have that girl, Devanya. You tell me that one day in the airport. I don't know how come you're pregnant. Where is KJ for this baby girl? But what I'm saying is, seriously, I would lend you the tools that I have and everything that I use to get there. But if you ain't got the faith, don't attempt it. If you ain't got God in the midst of it, don't attempt it. I'm not saying that you won't be successful. Maybe you will. But I'll tell you, the journey is not as easy. I was looking at that clinic. I was shocked when y'all said y'all went there. I have KJ. Oh, Lord. Yes, we are there. We've been to that clinic, and they actually did a documentary on me. Of course, it was in the Tribune, but no one would have known again that was me. But I was published in the Tribune, and I talked about my infertility journey. They had their marketing team from England give me a call, and they interviewed me, and they published it in the Tribune. And I also have the clip in here. I will share it in my book. But it was all about God and my Christmas gift. You know, I wanted one thing, and I got that. And so if you are struggling, or you believe that you may be struggling with endometriosis, PCOS, all of these things, fibroids, all of these things add to infertility. And it can happen to anyone. There was a young girl that I met in the infertility community. She was 19 years old, and she found out that she will never be able to conceive. It can happen to anybody, all right? People ask, how come it happened to you at Creed?
There was another thing on that too, baby. Remember another Bahamian couple when we went.
Oh yeah, there was another Bahamian couple. Man, we met a lot of amazing, but they had to go twice. You know, we were successful and they weren't, but on their second go around, they were. But if you look at all the celebrities that are having miscarriages, I mean IVF issues, and they're just paying the mighty dollar. You think about what is missing from that equation, and you tell me, when Freddie and I, just in couple months, with our little dollars that we had, one shot, we were successful. So here it was, you know, I had a prayer warrior on my side, my spiritual mother. My husband was a big supporter. I was trusting God, my prayer life, all of that connected made this entire journey a success. And so if you want to reach out to me, don't be afraid, ladies. Don't be afraid. I'm
Fellas
here.
too.
Oh, in fact, guys, if you want to reach out to Freddie or you want to reach out to me, you can. But Freddie can tell you all of that, how you collect the semen and what happens.
No, I ain't gotta tell them all that. All I'm saying is, if you trying to have kids and it ain't working out how you want to work out, it ain't no shame in it.
Yeah. Don't
know?
be ashamed. I think people are very afraid to talk about
Because
it.
you see this little, anyone want
But you see, anybody, Freddie always say anybody want a
anybody
baby.
want one baby?
But this is Skylar Faith, everybody. And of course, you know, God said to me that once I have this baby, I must commit her in some way to him. Not just dedicate her, but commit her. And she must be named after something that really stood out. And so her name is Skylar Faith. And so everything is faith. My spiritual mother calls me Faith 1, and she's Faith 2. And, you know, my spiritual mom told me one thing. She said, on this journey with you, you showed me what real faith is all about. Yes, she's a prophetess. Yes, she's a minister. But you showed me what faith really is. Even when people told you no, you smiled and you believed and you trusted God. And, you know, a lot of people, trust me, you got to be in there to feel it and know it. All right? It's not easy. But if you put your trust in God, he will give you it. So anything that you are, you know, trusting God for tonight, if you believe it, my favorite scripture, read it if you want to, Mark 11:24. If you believe it, it will be yours. And so this is my gift, my Christmas gift from God. 1 year old, baby Skylar Faith.
A few well thousand.
Yes, a few well thousands later, but it was all worth it. Because in my hand now, you know, and every time I hold her, it reminds me of my faith. Every time a feeling come across me to give up, I look at this baby and I said, this is what faith does. And so, you know, I cannot give up and I cannot give in. And so I just want to encourage everyone that watched us tonight to just let your faith work, all right? Let your faith work. Any questions before we go? Because we're about to sign off. The journey truly isn't easy. God is truly faithful. God is indeed faithful. Yes, Devanya, this is one expensive baby, but it's all worth it. All the nice cuddles in the nighttime and the crying. I just love it. And I would recommend it to anybody. The journey is, I mean, like I said, to me, I believe that our love was ever strong, but it's even stronger now. You know what I mean? We went through this together. And my husband never left my side, never one day got weary. And I just want to publicly say that I have, and I could be corrected because everyone believes they have the best, but I have the most amazing husband in the world. I love this man to life.
I agree with that.
I thank God for him. I thank God for his muscles. I thank God for everything. I mean, he was truly molded and shaped out for Kiki. He may not have been my man back then, but we met at the right time, in God's time. And I mean, I could not do this without him. He's a pillar of strength to me. I love him. And trust me, let me set it out in the atmosphere. I dare any devil to try to come and attack because this is my husband. Everything is my husband. Women say it's your husband. And every Jezebel, keep your hands off. But that's for another session. But anyway, if you enjoyed this tonight, when I post this, you can comment below and let us know if you love it. Definitely, my husband will be back on another session with me again.
I start charging you now.
So you can start charging me. I always enjoy sitting on the couch with my husband. And even this.
It's my first time on the couch.
No, but this is, oh my God. So, you know, doors are going to open for my husband tonight. And let me tell you quickly, because we got to go. Every night before I go on, I anoint everyone's hands. We're going to do it behind the scenes so you see. But my husband sat on the couch And when I was about to anoint his hand, he was like, what are you doing? He was like, what is going on here? But I do that because I want to cover everyone that's in this space here with me, because of course we are sharing, we are testifying about the goodness of God, and of course the enemy will try at these people around here with me, you know, and so I want to
I
make sure
can't remember none of the stuff Bradley.
what Bradley said. Bradley, I noticed your post with him today. You came here just for him, and he ain't say nothing, but he was watching the baby, and that was
I babysitting. But I can't I can't remember a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, it was in 2015.
Yeah.
It was in 2015.
I don't even remember feeling like, you know,
No, 2016. August 2016.
like we going to come this baby and 1 minute you're dead,
Yeah.
happy in the next minute.
Oh, and lastly, and we
Plan
going after
funeral
this.
and
We got my team is very tired and back, but we going after this. Postpartum almost killed me. That is another demon. That is another attack of the enemy. I actually, after I had my baby, I didn't want anyone to hold her, but I did not want my husband. I think I talked about that before. I wanted Freddie out my house. I thought that he was lying to me. I thought that he would say that I am beautiful, and I said that you are lying. It attacked me so strange that I would sit down and lock up in a room and just cry. Postpartum is another attack from the enemy. Do not buy into it. The enemy was now trying to attack my marriage, because now I give you this, God give you this baby, I gotta attack y'all. And so now, you can leave now. And so now I went to my bishop and I said, I need this man out of my house. Pray for me, because I need to be delivered from this marriage. I don't want the marriage anymore. My bishop said to me that it was spiritual, and you know, my body went through a lot, and so now the enemy is I'm vulnerable, so the enemy is attacking. But I thank God that that plan did not work, because my husband is still on my side, and we're about to celebrate 3 awesome years of marriage in January. So I am very excited to have him by my side, but we're about to close off. So I just want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I want to thank everyone that sows into this ministry. If you like my look tonight, everyone, if you like my look tonight, I am dressed by LSD Couture. That's on Robinson Road. God bless Vika is the CEO of that shop. Please go and hit her up. We could swap. No. He climbing bars.
Yeah, you do bars.
I was dressed tonight by LSD Couture. God bless Vika and her business. She's also a fashion designer and a seamstress. She can make your clothes for you as well. Yes. Even my shoes. I'll post a picture of my entire wear, but God bless her. I thank her for this fit tonight. I want to thank my son, Ryan G Photography, for being here, always here with me, for taking the most amazing images. God bless him. Backstage, everyone, my videographer, Christoph Roll at Church Boy Photography. I got to bring him on one day. And his assistant, whose phone is ringing now, Stephen, the powerful man. I want to thank God.
Keisha.
I want to thank God for them.
Keisha, you just reached.
For my hair, if you like my Rapunzel plait, this was done by Nell Oliver. Please visit her. She's really, really good. And my makeup, of course, by Cody Roll at Glow and Glamour. Please follow these amazing people. This is my team. Well, this is the team that God gave me, because I don't know, but these are the amazing people that God gave me, and I just thank God for all of them and for being with me every Wednesday. Don't forget, next, I got 2 more Faith Talks to go, and then I'm done. Next week, I have a really good guest coming on. I'm an amazing woman. She's been delivered
You gotta clarify that, because people might think
I'm doing that now.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing that now. Next week, I have a lady coming on my session. She's been delivered from lesbianism, but she's going to talk to you about the journey of being a lesbian, the toll that it took on her, everything that happened to her to where she is now, serving God and being delivered. So she's going to be on next week. And then the following week, closing out, like I say, I want to end the year in good health. So I'm going to have with me my physical coach, my boot camp coach, and I look at my mentor. She's going to come on, and we're going to talk about what you putting in your body in this holiday season. All right, are you going to stay fit, or are you going to be fat? All right, so I'm going to bring her on, but she's
right in time for New Year's resolutions.
Right in time, okay, and she's even going to talk about how she got to doing this and not sitting in an office. How did she get to pursuing purpose and looking after bodies rather than earning some money inside of a cozy office. So I thank God for all of the guests that have been on, everyone that is coming on. I just bless God for them. Amazing things that's been happening. In January, last thing, I'm having a Faith Talk reunion. So everyone that has sat on the couch will be coming back, I need you all to hear the testimonies that's been happening with these people ever since they sat on Faith Talk. So you're gonna see Jewel Carey, you're gonna see Aisha Claire, you're gonna see Esther Wheeler, you're gonna see Tanya and Sherrod, they'll be married by then. You're gonna see these people, you're gonna see the girl that's coming next week, you're gonna see her, you're gonna see some, I mean, listen, I don't want to talk it. I know the testimonies already, but I'm not gonna talk it. I want them to say, this is what Faith Talk is all about, and this couch. So even probably we're going to bring Freddie back so we can hear his testimony because he sat on the couch tonight. But I want to thank God for all of you that joined us tonight once again. Baby, anything you want to say before you go? Okay, I guess he's hungry. So I guess that's it for us tonight. Don't forget to join me next week at 8 p.m. here for another Faith Talk. God bless.